Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, you don't even have to have an iota of intelligence in your mind to realize that the reasons that Sowore is being held by the Buhari regime is entirely political and nothing else. This guy has turned himself into like a nuisance, into like a prickly little annoyance to these people, and a real threat to the endless and impunious robbing of Nigeria that is taking place under their regime. So Sowore has become a real thorn in their flesh, and this is now something that they're having to contend with. The biggest regret, I believe, the biggest regret by my reckoning of the Buhari regime is that they did not yamoto this guy, and I'm using the word yamoto because I don't want to use the other word that it means for reasons of YouTube, but you should all know what yamoto means. The biggest regret of the Buhari regime is that they did not yamoto this guy when they had the chance, because of course the beginnings of Sowore rebel rousing was that opportunity for them to have done away with him, but now he's too big a juggernaut, he's too large a personality on the global scale for them to just end him. So they regret not ending him, but they're still looking for ways to end him, and failing that, they intend to hold on to him in perpetuity. So entirely political, the Sowore narrative. As guys, I bring you this: how Buhari's regime, Malami, police plot to scuttle Sowore orders bill application in court. So they are using all their usual dirty tricks. First, they will refuse to bring him to the court. This is what we saw in the first incarnation of this arrest, and this is what we are seeing in the reincarnation of this arrest. So because Sowore now is a serial arrestee under the Buhari regime, so this is the template that they use. First, they would refuse to present him in court. Then they will go and get an injunction against that bail application, and then they will refuse to bring him to the next court, and then they will move him from one court to another, shopping for a judge that is malleable and pliable to their whims and caprices. So we saw that in the first incarnation, and this repeats again, because these people, you have to understand, they don't have the expansiveness of imagination to think beyond what they already know and have practiced for long enough. So again, the headline: how Buhari's regime, Malami, police plot to scuttle Sowore orders application in court. So now let's now see what the latest installment is in this never-ending saga. There have been angry protests at the magistrate court sitting in Wuse Zone 2, Abuja, after the Nigerian government failed to produce human rights activist Omoyele Sowore and his 4 colleagues for the final hearing of their bail application as ruled by the magistrate. The magistrate had on Tuesday reversed its ruling on the bail application filed by the human rights activist Omoyele Sowore and 4 others till today, Friday the 8th. However, between Tuesday and today, the President Muhammadu Buhari regime, the Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami, and the police again displayed their disregard for the rule of law by transferring the case elsewhere and failing to produce the activist against the court's directive. Sowore's defense counsel from Falana and Falana Chambers, Marshal Abubakar, explained to newsmen on Tuesday that the AGF had asked for the case file, and the Federal Capital Territory Commissioner of Police in charge of the case had also been asked to forward it to the Deputy Inspector General of Police. The lawyer explained the case file has been transferred. The court sitting today was set for 11 a.m. We got to the court as early as possible in anticipation for the bail application for the Sowore and others. He had been arrested and detained by the police since the first day of 2021. Unfortunately, the police and the authorities have yet to bring Sowore and others to court. They were ordered by the court to be detained at the FCID Abuja. The case is between the Commissioner of Police and the defendant. This morning, we were informed that the case file had been transferred to the FCID Area 10, Abuja. There was also a signal from the office of the AGF requesting that the case file be transferred. The ruling on the bail application was slated for today. We had requested that Sowore and others be remanded in the FCID for obvious reasons. Whilst they were at Kuje Correctional Center, the condition under which they were detained were not acceptable to us. This morning, we expected that Sowore and others would be brought to court. This morning, we were informed and showed copies of documents from the office of the DIG requesting for the case file from the CP. This morning, they also brought another signal from the office of the AGF mandating the Directorate of Public Prosecution to take over the case from the police. The presiding judge, Segun Bello, had ordered on Tuesday that the activist should be moved from Kuje Correctional Center to the Force Criminal Investigation Department located at Area 10 in Abuja. The judge had said it was at the instance of the complaint of lack of access to medical treatment, food, water, and clothing by the defendant at the correctional facility where they were being kept. Sowore, whilst reporting back to the court on the inhumane treatment at Kuje prison, had asked the magistrate to remand them where they would have access to medical treatment and food. The court also asked the police to allow the third defendant, Demilare Adenola, access to internet facility and books to enable him prepare for an examination. Whilst arguing on the bail application, the police counsel, Adamo Musa, raised the issue of technicality on whether several defendants facing the same charge can file joint affidavits for a bail application. The recent development, according to the defense counsel, Marshall, is a plot by the Buhari regime to delay substantive justice and keep the activist further in detention. So lock him up and throw away the keys effectively is the instruction from Aso Rock, because as I said, Sowore now has become a thorn in their flesh. So they would have loved to just do away with him. And if you read the body language of this particular matter, you will see that they're still intent on doing away with him, because they are placing him in Kuje prison 1. That is bad enough. Correctional facility, they now call it prison by any other name. So they are placing him in Kuje prison 1 for the high crime of not complying with the C-19 policy. But then where they are keeping him in Kuje prison is in a cell wing that is filled with like hardened high-profile criminals, grade A criminals like armed robbers and murderers. So these are the people that are Sowore and these others are being kept with. Of course, then a volatile situation, a fight ensues, and what happened to what's that guy Epstein in America, with the same narrative plays out in Kuje prison. Riots and demonstrations on the street, they quell it, Sowore is no more, and life carries on. So this is now the subtext of this convoluted game now of brinksmanship that is going on between the Nigerian state and the Nigerian people as represented or in the personage that are effectively being represented by Omoyele Sowore is what I'm trying to say. So a brinksmanship, a game of brinksmanship between the Nigerian state and the Nigerian people represented by Omoyele Sowore. So Nigeria effectively is in a Kuje prison is what we have to say, because this person was asserting his constitutional right to demonstrate, and the reason why he was demonstrating is nothing frivolous. He was demonstrating against bad governance. So a demonstration against bad governance is a demonstration of the entirety of the Nigerian population, because even in the four corners of your room, you are demonstrating against bad governance in your own way. So when you don't have light for 3-4 days, and all the food in your freezer are rotting, and you send the causes to the government, then it is a demonstration against the government. When you are being brutalized by the police and the security authorities, and you weigh your thoughts against the circumstances that you are in, that you find yourself in, that is a demonstration against bad governance. So it is the representation of all of that frustration that is manifest within this demonstration that Sowore is carrying out on the first of the year, to let them know that no retreat, no surrender. But then, of course, true to type, the go-to of the Buhari mindset is to bring out an AK-47 and launch it at anything that is opposing him. We saw that play out in Lekki Toll Gate. We saw that play out in Maitama when the Shiites were demonstrating. We've seen that play out at was it Obobio or Ababio apologies in Igbo land recently, and we are now seeing it playing out in some form with Sowore as well. So a demonstration against bad governance is repressed by even worse governing, is really the narrative of the Nigerian space as we speak. Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. Lock him up and throw away the keys is the response from the Buhari regime to a demonstration for an improvement in the lot of the Nigerians. What says you? Come share thoughts. But before you come share those thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop on a video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, they're still holding Sowore, and it is my anticipation that they have no intentions of letting him go till the end of their regime. So come, let's have a conversation around all this in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.